Welcome to the Amnayalife podcast. Today we will talk about the invisible wall perfectionism creates how the fear of making mistakes stops you from even trying, and the surprising freedom that happens when you let go. I'm your host, Jack Smith, and I'm here with欣穎, who has an incredible story to share about her English learning journey.欣穎, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jack. Honestly, perfectionism was my biggest enemy. It made me feel like I could never measure up, and it robbed me of the courage to even open my mouth. I'm looking forward to sharing how I finally broke free from it because it changed everything for me.
Let's dive into this idea. Taiwan's education system often pushes us to chase the perfect answer, but in language learning, this can freeze us completely. Why do you think perfectionism is so powerful for English learners here, more than in other things?
I think it's because we're praised for getting tests right, so mistakes become something shameful. I remember always competing for high scores, and my classmates would laugh at any small error. That stuck with me even as an adult. Before I said anything in English, I'd mentally check everything 3 times. If I felt even a little unsure, I just wouldn't speak.
What's interesting is, the very thing that makes students good at exams completely backfires in real conversation. The fear of sounding less than perfect means you lose every chance to improve.
Yes, I had so much anxiety. I'd stay silent, even when I really wanted to participate. It felt safer to say nothing than to risk being wrong. The more I stayed quiet, the harder it felt to begin.
Right. And the silence doesn't build confidence, it just builds more self-doubt. So this episode is for anyone who's trapped in that cycle. Always waiting to be perfect, afraid to take the first step.
I hope people listening realize they're not alone. If I can break out of that, anyone can.
Before we dive deeper into欣穎's story, I want to let you know if you're struggling with the same challenges we're talking about today, there's a free class I've created that breaks down the real reasons blocking your English fluency. You can find the link in the episode description. It's going to show you exactly how to remove these blocks. Okay,欣穎, let's get into your story.
Sounds good, Jack. My story starts in Taichung, where I grew up. All through high school and college, I was the quiet one in English class. I could write essays and fill out worksheets pretty well, but whenever it was time to speak up, I'd get so nervous. My heart would race. I'd look at my notes and review every sentence in my head, worried about pronunciation and grammar. In group work, I'd always let someone else present our ideas, even though I was the one who wrote them.
That's so relatable. You're the expert behind the scenes, but on the surface, no one hears your voice. It's like there's a wall between what you know and what you can express.
Exactly. And the longer I stayed silent, the scarier it became to actually try. It got to the point where my teachers stopped calling on me, assuming I didn't care, when really, I cared too much.
So perfectionism didn't just stop you, it also made others misunderstand you. That must have felt pretty lonely.
It was. I watched classmates who weren't afraid of mistakes get better and better. I started to feel left behind. Even though I was putting in more effort than ever, my self-esteem took a big hit.
What's so striking is perfectionism seems like high standards, but it actually turns into self-criticism and isolation. Did you have a moment when you realized something had to change?
I did. In my first job, we had a video call with a client from Canada. My boss asked me directly to explain our plan. I froze completely, just could not get any words out. My boss had to take over. Afterward, I felt so ashamed. Like I'd let everyone down because my English wasn't perfect.
That's a painful wake-up call, and a familiar one for many. Was that the lowest point for you?
Yes, I went home, and for the first time I admitted to myself, chasing perfection was making me worse, not better. I realized I was waiting for a kind of confidence that would never come unless I started taking risks and embracing mistakes.
That's such an important turning point. You realized that the cost of silence was greater than the risk of getting it wrong.
Exactly. So I made a promise. I would speak up at least once in every English meeting, even if I sounded silly or made a mistake.
I love that. Action breaks anxiety's spell. How did it go at first?
It was terrifying. The first few times, my voice shook and my mind went blank. But I kept my promise. Sometimes I only managed a sentence or two, but no one laughed. Actually, people encouraged me. After a few weeks, I realized the world didn't end because of my mistakes.
That's the magic you see, that what you fear doesn't actually happen. And the confidence grows from doing, not from waiting.
Totally. The scary mistake moments became just part of the conversation. Some colleagues even started asking for my input more often.
Let's break that down. At its core, perfectionism is about fearing loss of face. But facing the fear is what builds true face, real self-respect.
Yes. I realized everyone makes mistakes, especially when learning a language. The only people who improve are the ones willing to try, fail, and try again.
If you could go back, how would you handle classroom or work situations differently?
I'd volunteer before I felt ready and treat mistakes like feedback, not proof I'm bad. I'd also be more open, telling teachers or bosses when I'm struggling instead of hiding.
That honesty with yourself and others is so powerful. Let's help our listeners break this pattern. Could you share 3 actionable tips that made a real difference for you?
Absolutely. First, I started each meeting or class by setting a tiny speaking goal for myself, like asking a question or sharing one idea, no matter how simple.
It's great because it gives you a clear target and takes the pressure off being perfect.
Exactly, and it helped me turn action into a habit, not just a wish.
What's your second tip?
I wrote down every mistake I made and then wrote how people reacted. Most of the time, they didn't even notice. That helped me realize my fear was bigger than reality.
That process takes the power away from shame and puts the focus on learning. I see that working for a lot of students.
My last tip is find an imperfection buddy. Practice English with someone who also struggles, and make it a game who can make the silliest mistake or laugh at themselves first.
That's brilliant. It makes the process lighter, takes out the fear, and turns mistakes into something to celebrate, not hide.
Yes, laughter is the best medicine for perfectionism.
欣穎, your story proves that courage beats perfection every time. When you drop the need to be flawless, you gain so much more than language skills. You get your voice, your confidence, and your connection back.
Thank you, Jack. If you're listening and stuck like I was, just remember, nobody ever learned to swim by reading about it. You have to get in the water and splash around.
Imagine a world where everyone sees mistakes as proof of progress, not failure.
That's my wish for everyone, to find the freedom and joy on the other side of perfectionism.
Perfectionism can build a prison, but it only takes one brave step to walk out the door.
Take that first step and the rest will follow. You're never alone in this.
欣穎, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your story with us. I know our listeners are going to find so much value in what you've shared.
Thank you for having me, Jack. I hope my experience helps someone out there.
I'm sure it will. And to everyone listening, if you want to discover the real reasons that are blocking you from speaking English fluently, click the link in this episode to watch a free class that will show you how to remove these blocks.